And let's join together and sing, I am God's melody of life. God sings the song of life through us. So let's just settle in. We've come to a sacred space at a sacred time for a sacred purpose. So we open our minds and our hearts to infinite love and wisdom. No matter what's going on in our life, there is an ever-present energy of goodness. And we open our minds and hearts to that now. Let's continue deepening our openness and our awareness by declaring these words from the Lord's Prayer. Father, Mother, God, use us to do your will. Feed us with what we need today. Free us from resentment and regret. Strengthen us to overcome temptation. Protect us from chaos. Receive us into your light, love, and glory. Welcome to Chesterland Unity. With whatever's going on in your life, this is a good place to be. This is a good time to be here. You know, we hear about a lot of tragic injustice on the news and in the world. I hear about it and it's like, yeah, I put that in my prayers. But yesterday when I walked up and I saw that someone had vandalized that Buddha that's only been up there for 6 days, I just had to sit down. Oh, lots of feelings came up. Anger was one of them. It's like, oh, we're gonna get a camera, we're gonna catch him. And then I thought of all the people that live with injustice and live with fear. So I hear about the injustice in Gaza and Ukraine and Syria and Iran, and injustice and fear of living with if you're Black or Jewish or Mexican in our culture. And all of a sudden that became more real for me because of this, the injustice of someone breaking the Buddha that we like, that represents our progressive Christianity. So as I was sitting there yesterday, that's a thought that I had. It's like I had more empathy, more compassion for the people experiencing injustice in the world. And then I was thinking about who did this. Let's see, it had to happen on Friday night, because Friday afternoon when I was here, it was fine. Saturday morning when I got here, it was broken. Friday night, okay. Who would have noticed that on Friday night? Sue told me that there's a history of people in the neighborhood, knocking down our mailbox, you know. The reason that we have a sign out there that says Unity Church of Christianity, because there was a lot of vandalism before that when this was Mount Chalet Unity Church. So I was thinking, kids. It was kids in the past that did the mailbox. No? It was kids that were riding up and down the hill.
Yeah, they during the summer, they'll be riding their four-wheelers.
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
seen them.
And I think it was kids that knocked over the Buddha. So that's a little bit different than if it was an adult.
Yeah.
It was kids, no matter how old the body was that that child was in. Because we've heard a lot of adult children, immature adults that make unbelievably immature decisions. And we can accept it. We can forgive it if it's kids. So it was a child that did it, even if the child's 79 years old. We can. So that got me a little settled. Still a lot of feelings, still a lot of compassion for so many other people experiencing injustice, and the sense of this is a place where we can learn from this. It's a special place. Let's declare this statement about Chesterland Unity. Jan. We are Chesterland Unity, a loving community, deepening connections with God, ourselves, and all others. Our God is love. Our race is human. Our faith is oneness. In that faith, in that love, in our shared humanity, we join with churches and spiritual traditions everywhere. We bless them all. And we honor the uniqueness, the differences in every denomination, every tradition, every person. There's only one. There's only oneness. And we know that's true. We hold that in our heart and allow that to adjust our thinking and our responses to events. Happy to have Diana Repko back here today. She's beginning a series, monthly series, and going to introduce it today. All right. So let's welcome Diana.
Well, I'm delighted to be here again. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this whole series that you've invited me to do here. I really am. I'm very excited about it. So to kick us off, I wanted to start with a story. A few weeks ago, our 14-year-old niece spent a couple of days with us. It was quite lovely. While she was here, my husband made his world-famous chili. Well, it's famous in our world. Um, and even though it's a recipe, we literally found it about 30 years ago on the back of a can of beans. We have come to joke very lovingly that it's an ancient family recipe. So a lot of fun. So he made it. We all enjoyed it. It was a great thing. Making that chili was an act of creation. We wanted to make a special meal. Tim thought about the chili. He made it. We all enjoyed. That is the process that we go through whenever we begin the process of bringing something into manifestation. So I wanted to explore a little bit about co-creation and what co-creation is. The process of creation itself is one that's been around a very long time. If you've ever picked up a copy of the Bible, you will know that the first 5 words in it are, "In the beginning, God created." Something is always unfolding. Something is always in the process of coming into being. Now, in that very same chapter of that really great book, We are told that we as human beings are created in the image and likeness of God. And therefore, we have the ability to create as well. So the co-creation piece, as far as I can see, is we did not create our ability to create. That is God-given. We only get to use it. That's the co-part. So we're working in partnership with this ability to create. Charles Fillmore, in his book 12 Powers, and it's really funny. I thought at home, I should probably take my copy of 12 Powers with me. And I thought, no, they'll have one there. Well, there is not a copy of Charles Fillmore's 12 Powers in this building. I was stunned. Poked my way through the lending library. It's a great book if you haven't read it. Charles Fillmore, in working with the 12 Powers, and it was not his idea. I did not know that until I was in ministerial school. See, I thought he wrote the book. And he did write the book, but it wasn't his idea to start with. He had attended a class and was like, wow, this is amazing stuff. And he sat with it and germinated it. And then poop, out came, the book 12 Powers. Winifred Hausman did the same thing. The woman who founded this church. She wrote the book, Your God-Given Potential. It's about the 12 powers. Nat this morning just told me that, there's a new book about 12 powers out by Reverend Sharon Connors. At one point, I don't know if she still is, was minister at Unity Village. Adventures in Resilience, Ignite the 12 Powers in You and Create a Radiant Life. So I asked him if I could borrow that one. So I'll be taking that one home with me. But after ministerial school, and the whole idea of these 12 powers, I just kept ruminating it, just kept thinking about it, just kept stirring it, kept contemplating. And what I started to see is that the 12 powers, if I rearranged them, gave me a map of the co-creative process. So I wanted to walk you through what these powers are and how they show up. So the power of understanding, my way of understanding is that God is the root of everything. That which is the seed of anything we are, anything we can imagine, anything we can create. That is the seed of everything. One presence, one power, and that is good. Now, in the creative process, what I started to see is that if this is true, if I have an understanding about something like God is love, God is patience, God is compassion, if I have that understanding, I need to prioritize it. I need to put first things first in my life. Okay? That is how I see power or order. And then power, once I get clear about something like that, it is absolutely natural to start talking about it. Power lives right here. It's in our vocal cords, right? Our ability to create and vibrate. So next, after we have that first group, then that's all about creating that solid foundation. Then we go on to the next group, and the next group is all about crystallizing our ideas. Crystallizing our ideas. So imagination, well, what is it that, with this foundational understanding, what is it that is coming to mind? What do I want to create? What do I want to be in the world? What do I want to have? What do I want to do? It doesn't matter. What's the idea? And then after that, we get the idea, do we believe it can actually happen? That's our faith capacity, the ability to believe something. Now, we get this idea, even if it's chili, even if it's making chili, and we get the idea, like, yeah, that could be really good, we get excited. And that's our faculty of zeal kicking in. Anytime we have a new idea, you tell me if this is true in your life, when we first have the idea, it's like, wow, this is going to be great, right? That's zeal. That's the power of zeal. So next, after we get the zeal, then we now need to start putting some feet under that idea, some tangible action. Now, the first thing we need to do is renunciation. We need to let go of something in order to make room for this new thing. I don't know about you, but like 30 something years ago, before I met my husband, I had stuff I did every night of the week. And I was, I didn't ever sit at home with nothing to do because he wasn't in my life yet. Are you with me? So now he's in my life, and now I need to start letting go of some of the other things in order to make the choice to spend time with him. You with me? We need to let go of things. Now, we then need to have the resolve of will that, yes, I am here. This is a clear idea. I'm going to do this. And strength to follow through, because I don't know about you, but when I have created things in my life, sometimes it doesn't go according to plan. And sometimes there's a little hiccup along the way. Now, that doesn't mean we need to throw out the baby with the bathwater. It means we need to just resolve ourselves with strength to keep persevering. Okay? So then we come to the last grouping of the 12 powers. And that's, we start with wisdom. So we've now created the thing, and now we're in this place of wisdom where we know that what we've created is good. We know that we have participated in it, and we're grateful for that. Okay. Then life, that it's our breath, it's our energy that we need to keep feeding into that thing that we have created, because if we don't keep feeding our good into it, it's going to go kaput. Okay? You don't just create something and then, when I was in ministerial school, one of my classmates actually said to me, you're so lucky that you're married because now you don't have to work on your relationship.
Huh.
Now, we who are chuckling in the room know that if we are married, we absolutely have to keep working on our relationship. Is this right? Absolutely, we do. So I have to keep paying attention to what I'm giving it, whatever this thing is I'm creating. And then love. Love is the connector. Love is the unifier. Love is that which binds us. And so when we have come up with this thing, and we can look at it and we can say that it's good and know our oneness with it, it's a way of expressing gratitude for that which is, for the privilege and the honor of co-creating it. Okay? So that's just a little bit of what I started to see when I started looking at the 12 powers. Now, one of the things that came to mind also is that this co-creation process that we are involved in, it is always active, because our minds are always active. I am always putting thoughts out there. I'm always putting ideas out there that move in one direction, starting to shape energy. It always occurs. And it's always operating at full capacity. It is always operating at full capacity. I can't say, that I'm only just a little bit angry about XYZ thing. If I'm feeling anger, I'm feeling anger. Right? It's always at full capacity. So what I started to see is that this was the process of co-creation moving forward. Now, the challenge is that sometimes when I stop and I look at what I've created, I don't necessarily care for it. So let me go back again to dinner. Tim created the chili. Now, many times in my life, I thought the perfect combination, chili and corn muffins. Love that combination. I've had it many, many times. So I had the idea of making corn muffins. And so I got out my Betty Crocker cookbook that my mother gave me when I left home, and I looked at the recipe, and I had all the ingredients, and I whipped up a batch. And I just heard Tim. He said, they were awful. And I'm going to tell you that that is a true statement. So I was sitting next to him. I did not see his face when he ate his corn muffin, but that is his response now, weeks later. Okay. I fixed the corn muffin that I had on my plate by putting a lot of butter and a lot of honey on it. My daughter, who is sitting here, she cut hers in half. Maybe she was seeing our reactions and wanted to test it. She ate half, but she did not eat the other half. My niece, who was sitting across from me, took one bite of the muffin and got this look of like, and now I could see the wheels turning, like she's trying to figure out how to be polite and does she swallow it or spit it out? You know, I mean, it was that kind of look. My 6-year-old grandson looked at the corn muffin, picked it up, sniffed it, and put it back on the plate. He didn't even take a bite. So not all of our creations end up turning out the way we think that they ought to. So when my son came over, my son has a very discerning palate. And I have on many occasions asked, what do you think I could tweak about this to make it a little better next time? So I prefaced my request by saying, okay, these muffins are terrible. Nobody liked them. But can you tell me what needs to be different? Tim was sitting right there, so yeah. So the first thing out of his mouth was, how old is this recipe? Now, one of my brothers loves to cook, and I can remember being at his house one time. He had found a 200-year-old recipe for apple pan dowdy.
Oh, gee.
Didn't even know what it is. It's basically an apple pie without the pie shell, or what I mean, without the pie plate. So you cook it flat. Like fold the dough over. It's so good. Oh my gosh. So this 200-year, and he even found the song, about apple pan. You remember this? Okay. So, and I'm telling you, we had the music on and we were cutting up the apples and we made it. And just like the song says, our eyes lit up and our tummy said howdy when we swallowed that thing. I mean, it was good. It was good. So I knew that the age of the recipe was not the issue here. And so I looked at my son and I said, can you tell me more about what you mean? And he said, it tastes like the flour for these muffins has been sitting in a bag for 47 years, because that's how old my cookbook was. And at that point, I started to belly laugh. And I walked over to my cupboard and I took out the bag of cornmeal. Now, this particular bag of cornmeal, I inherited from my dad. Now, my dad died in 2018, and this is 2026. Okay. And I looked at the stamp on the bag, best if used by, that actually is a good suggestion to look at that. I learned that with these muffins. The expiration date on that bag of cornmeal was 2008. So when my son, with a very discerning palate, said, it tastes like the flour has been sitting in a bag for 47 years. I mean, he had the time wrong, but he hit that nail right on the head, right? Are you with me? Sometimes when we're creating, we're putting stuff into it that is not going to lead to the result that we want. True. This is a true statement. So now when that happened, here's the magic that I have found with the 12 powers in the last 25 years or so since I my ordination. When I'm faced with something in my life that is not showing up the way that I was originally thinking, I need to start working the 12 powers backwards. Okay? So here, I'm going to start with love. Am I, and you can apply this in any situation. You can apply it in a relationship. You can apply it in something that you're trying to create. You can apply it in, you wanted to lose 10 pounds before the reunion this summer and, it's not working, whatever the case. I don't care what it is. Start at the bottom. Am I in a state of peace? Am I in a state of oneness? Am I in a state of gratitude? If I ask myself that question and I honestly answer, no, I am not, I need to go to the power before it. Okay, so what energy am I giving to this thing that didn't turn out right? Okay, and then before that, if I'm not giving it the right energy, if I'm, like a tense or I'm upset or something like it's not the right energy, where's my wisdom? Am I connected with what I have done? Okay, maybe not. So let's go back again. We're going to keep going backwards. Now, strength. Have I given up on the thing I'm trying to create? Well, if I've given up on the thing I'm trying to create, what are my decisions? What are my decisions about it? Am I trying to hang on to something? Am I trying to hang on to an idea? Am I trying to hang on to maybe, I don't know about you, but there have been plenty of times I've just hung on to too many things in my calendar. Okay? And I have to keep going backwards. And so the next zeal. Have I lost that initial joy about the idea? Well, if that's true, I need to go back to my faith. Have I given up on the idea that this thing can ever, even come about? Well, if that's true, what am I now picturing? And if I don't like what I'm picturing right now, then I need to go back again. What am I telling myself? What am I telling myself about this thing I'm trying to create? And if what I'm saying is, well, now I don't know if you've ever had that kind of, sometimes I say those things. Then I have to go back to what is my priority here? What is my priority? And perhaps if I don't have the right priorities, it's because I have forgotten my foundation, where there is one presence, one power in my life, in the universe. That's it. This is what I started to see when I started exploring concept of the 12 powers. And I can't, silly me, sometimes I need tangible reminders. I actually made a bracelet for myself going through the whole process, and I wear this frequently. So that, okay, here's the first quadrant, and here are the 3 powers with that, and the second, and all the way down, and am I feeling peace? Yes or no? And I can work my way up and down this bracelet any moment of any day, because sometimes I need to do that. If I'm ending up with something in my life that I don't like. Okay. So those are some of the ideas that I want to continue to share with you as I'll be showing up here. Nat has invited me the first Sunday of every month between now and the end of the year. This is what we're going to take a look at. And we're also going to take a look at how to actually not just work with the theoretical ideas, because what I want to tell you, theoretical ideas are great. But if they just stay in theory, we are not getting the maximum benefit from them. So what we are going to be doing is, it's a class. I'm going to start teaching a class on Sunday mornings as well, from 9:30 to 10:45. And I think is it in the, I didn't even look. Oh yeah, there it is, right on the back of the bulletin. Living your potential. Practical foundations for a profound life. We're going to take these concepts and we're going to Put them into the mix of a 24-hour day. Put them in the mix of a 7-day week. Put them in the context of a month, 1 month at a time, and see where we can go with that. So I'll let you read some of the details on the back there. I am really excited about that. So the planner that we're going to be working with is here. If you're attending the class, you will be getting one of these. So you do need to register, so I know how many of these to make. And if you want to take a peek at that later, you're certainly welcome to come up and look at this, a sample copy that I have here. And if you don't have a copy of Charles Fillmore's 12 Powers at home, maybe borrow Winifred Hausman's book. It's in the lending library. There are a couple copies back there. Start looking at these abilities that you have within you, because this is what we use every moment of every day to create the lives that we are living. So let's sing about that. And so let's take this moment right here, right now. Set aside all notions of yesterday, all thoughts about tomorrow. Find ourselves right here and right now. At one with the presence and the power that is. Right here and right now, we settle into this space. We settle into the comfort, knowing our oneness with that which is. We are here with the presence. We are one with the power. All that God is, life and love and wisdom, power, substance, all that God is. We radiate. God is love through us right here, right now. God is life. And right now, right here, we breathe that truth. God is power. And we who sit in these chairs right here, right now, we are powerful beyond measure as we align with the source of power. Right here and right now, we open our heart, we open our mind fully to the love that we are. Right here and right now, we are love. right here. Right here, right now. I am love. Right here, right now. I feel my connection with God. Right here and right now. I feel my connection to truth. And anything contrary to truth is simply gone. Right here and right now. My life is pulsing with vibrant energy. Right here and right now. I am one with the presence and power that is God. I know this. I remember this. Thank you, God.
Wow. That was it's like, I'm going to use those triads. What a wonderful, I looked at your slides and it's like, I wonder what she's going to do with this. Well, it really works. So thank you for that. And we did I'm having a brain fade here. We did a series on the 12 powers using a book by Linda Martella Whitsitt. And I forget the name of it. But you have, some of you have it at home because we did a series on it. And I'm sure we have one of those in the library because I took all the 12 power books at home with me whenever I was working on that series. Anyway, okay, so we want to bless this spiritual community. So we bless it with an affirmation to begin with. Chesterland Unity has a lavish, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. And now we bless our giving of our life energy, of our time and our talent and our treasure. And in that giving, divine love blesses it, multiplies it, and returns to our good to us in remarkable ways. Let's declare this statement of truth about our giving together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. So it is. We are free and unlimited. Thank you for your support of the spiritual community. I dedicate your gifts to do the work of unconditional love, universal truth, and abundant life. So it is. Amen. Thursday night, Thursday, 6 o'clock, Armand and Angelina are going to be here. It's going to be 6:30. Whether they think it's 6 or not, it's going to be 6:30 because that's the way we're promoting it. When they were here last year, people really enjoyed it. Okay, so please put this on your calendar. So let us know that it's possible in the sunshine hours of the long hours of summer to have an evening program once in a while. Okay, so this Thursday, 6:30. Okay, so it's a musical variety concert. Okay, and so there's information about Diana's class. She said it cost you $40 to make this.
Make that, yeah.
Yeah. So you need one of these. I'm not sure that I can attend because Sunday mornings I'm scrambling around doing stuff. So, but I would love to, maybe, but if I don't have to preach that Sunday, I can probably do that. Okay, really. So I think this is a remarkable opportunity for us. There's a sign-up sheet in the back, and that's mainly so that Diana knows how many of these planners to produce.
Mhm.
Okay, so need to plan in advance. It's going to be the first Sunday every month before we close with the prayer circle. Well, then let's make that circle. For all those people that for whom compassion has been awakened within us, people experiencing loss and injustice, we hold their hands. We open our hearts to them. To family and friends and strangers and adversaries, we open our hearts, our minds, our souls to the oneness that we share and declare the words of the prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us.
The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth,
And
let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth,
the peace that was meant to be with God as Creator, united all are we. Let's walk with each other
in
perfect harmony.
Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take,
Let this
be my joyful
joyful vow
to
take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth,
and let it begin
with me. Amen. Amen.